Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Knowledge born. What's the science, baby?
What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. Yo, what's happening? L.A.R movement still moving. We're going to cut up a little bit today. Talk a little sports talk. I made not a live, but I made a video about this. But I need to just stretch it out a little bit, right? So, if you see the title, you see Stephen A. Smith apologized to Otani and the Nigerian basketball team because of his comments or him not being able to pronounce the name for the Nigerian basketball team, and him saying that, Otani might not be, quote unquote, the face of baseball because he needs an interpreter. And oh my God, it was racist. And now he apologizes. So this is gonna be a sports. Everybody could get it. Everybody gonna get it. Free for all. But I'm gonna keep it organized. So for number one, the first thing, Stephen A. put his foot in his mouth and he's a hypocrite again. Now in the video I said here he probably wasn't gonna apologize to the Nigerians because they black too, but actually I was wrong. He apologized to the Nigerians too. Here's the thing. Stephen A. apologized to everybody but black Americans. See, even if it's, if it's out of context, if it's not offensive, if it's just him trying to, state his case or whatever, you know what he does? He apologized. He apologized to the women, right? He apologized to white America, right? He wore that cape for them too. He apologized to the women when they had the abuse talks with Ray Rice. They started talking about domestic abuse. He apologized to white people, as far as the racial part of America. Then he dip back and dip out, and it's like, oh, okay, but he apologized. He's like, yeah, okay, apologized I'm pretty sure it was something that happened with the gay community. And he apologized for that, or he threw us under the bus for that. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But he apologized to the Asian community for his comments, and now he's apologizing to the Nigerian community. But once again, you got to ask the question, bro. When you are blatantly over the line with us, there is no apology. I don't give a damn. I'm not saying I'm sorry to nobody. Oh, really? So why are you apologizing to these other people? Like, seems like, there's only one group you could diss, and you're accustomed to dissing. Now, the other thing about his hypocrisy, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen A. is like a first generation. He's like a child of people who migrated here. He's like a first generation. I want to say Jamaican or something like that. But the issue with that is it's no issue, but the hypocrisy is blatant because, when he's dissing us as black people, it's because he black. But but he got to big up his family and how his family is a good point in his life, and that's good. There's no disrespect to that. But he'll talk about their struggles in America and how he came from a hardworking family, which is straight. But when it comes to him cutting up and being a little disrespectful, a little troll, all of a sudden he's just hiding under the auspices of but I'm black, I'm African American. Wait, bro. Wait. You got to take the good with the bad. You were us when you were in hot water. You were us when it's time for success. But when it's time for to separate yourself, you're not really us. So once again, you playing both sides of the fence. The other thing about the hypocrisy is basically at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is about sports, right? This is about sports we talking about. So, can we admit that sports, race, and nationality is synonymous? Can we do that now? Because he would say I'm black and I'm the face of ESPN. The Marie Taylor situation, and what is it? Rachel Nichols. That brings a whole nother dynamic into this because it's two women. One's white, one's black. Hey, affirmative action, intersectionality. Oh, it goes awry. Blah 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 blah. The hypocrisy on both ends. On both ends. But let's double back for a second to the second thing. So, first he talked about the dream team, not the dream team, USA basketball, USA team basketball. And what I'm going to call it is the fake dream team. There is no more dream team. The dream team was 92. Maybe, dream team 2 was 2000. But of course, USA basketball is going to be losing. Now they lost to Nigeria and Australia because that ain't the US's best players. And you know what? If we lose, that's what we get. The dream team, the dream team was everybody know these is the best. Well, even with the dream team, they left off Isaiah Thomas, who was really better than John Stockton. But at least they got 11 out of 12, 10 out of 10 out of 11 right, because Leitner had to be the one college player, right? But he wasn't better than Weber, so maybe 10 out of 12, whatever we're gonna do. But now USA team basketball is what? It ain't been, what I'm saying. First the fat boys break up. Every day I wake up. It's one of those scenarios where these ain't the best team we could put together. So I don't know why y'all doing it. Because damn, are y'all gonna do it for real? Are y'all gonna do it for play? Y'all gonna show up? We got a few all stars, and some people like, what? He's a what? How he on the team? Because it's like it's not the best with the best. It's the best, some of the best with some of the rest. But this idea that we're gonna dominate, you can't dominate like that. So take these L's. And you're giving other countries confidence and helping them out. Because we not that bad, we not that far off. Because if you got one or two um, great players on the floor and you can ball with them, then other people are like, well, I could do that too. See, you dominate people when you put your most dominant people together and you crush people. This country don't do that no more. It's all for play. No, it's not Harambe. That's tomorrow. You see the title, Playboy. You know, but the dream team ain't a dream. It's only a dream to have a dream team anymore. That's what it is. So as far as the sports and the nationality part, you're not gonna see the best and brightest of basketball players. It's all good. You're not gonna see the best and brightest. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna see some of the best and some people who hoping to be the best at some particular point. Because I can tell you right now, if you had the best 12 in the NBA right now, who would the team actually consist of? LeBron, Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, da 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 da. Who? Steph Curry. Clay still hurt, so Clay can't play. So we got to take Clay out. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook, KD, uh, James Harden, then Kyrie. It's a lot of freaking guards though. And who would be, it can't be Embiid, so he can't do it. Maybe Ice Tray, that'll be 10. Who would I be missing? Uh, who am I missing? The next two would be who? I can't even, as far as all. Oh yeah, Tatum. Tatum, because he on the team right now. Tatum would be 11, and since Clay ain't there, gets Clay's spot? I don't know. I don't know if will Anton be. Is Antoine? Are his people from America? If it is, then okay, Anton, he had to be the big man. But if not, who else you got? But at the end of the day, you know, oh no, in Middleton, Chris Middleton, he gonna be on the team actually. But let's stop this game. What's happening, Cleveland? So let me get back. So I had to give us that spiel because Dream Team over Playboy, and that's what we get. Now, mm. So King Rich, and I'm gonna joke about this too, but I'm gonna be serious for a second. King Rich was talking about racism that happens in the UK on the soccer field. I talk about that in one of the later videos coming out too. But you know, that's something that we've been knowing. When you play sports and when you watch sports, the country don't like you, the teams don't like you, the fans don't like you. You know, everybody knows this by now. At least, you know, us Black Americans, we understand this all too well, right? America didn't like Jesse Owens. America didn't like Jackie Robinson. you know, America didn't like Hank Aaron. America didn't like Muhammad Ali. America didn't like Jack Johnson. America didn't like Joe Louis. You know, uh, who does like America don't like nobody. Say what you want. America didn't like Lawrence Taylor or Jerry Rice. So, the racism in the stadiums is just normal. America didn't like Barry Bonds, don't like Barry Bonds. You think they like the Wizard? Not too sure about that. A lot of times people assume that, I've talked about it before. When you bring race, sports, and nationalities, the stadiums are just a haven for people who pay for tickets, who say they want to be entertained, but also want to say some slick stuff and hope somebody hears it and say it's all in fun and all in sport. Like, it's the equivalent to white people going to a rap show so they can say nigga all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. We got 100,000 people saying nigga at the same time. Yes, I finally get to say it. I finally get to say it. Yeah, that's my nigga. That's my nigga. Like, that's what that is. Except you got big people who might punch you, right? So, okay, we're going to go down that road. It's all in the stadiums, everywhere you go. Everywhere around the world. We've seen it with the soccer players getting bananas thrown at them. Same thing with the black hockey players. It's nothing we don't put past, white people. Same thing, depends on the sport, but if it's predominantly somebody non-white or non-black, they're gonna do the same stuff. That's what they do. They try to act like we all cool, we people of color. Nah, playboy, we know how it go. What you think gonna happen if a black boxer goes into you know another country to fight, or another of another nationality? He gonna get all kinds of you know and even in the United States, if you go to a stadium and the stadium is predominantly say Hispanic and the fighter is black, he gonna get all kinds of niggas in mayates and you people and da. Fight like a man. You people don't have no. We gonna get all that stupid shit. That's what it is. At the end of the day, that's what it is. But you gotta take the good with the bad. Well, you gotta take the bad with the bad. you know. Now I gotta take it a little bit further though, because one of the things King Rich was talking about, I thought the video was supposed to be about, the live was supposed to be about how there was racism in the UK in football stadiums, but it kind of spent into basically everything is African Americans' fault. Black Americans in America, when it comes to sports, race, and nationality, it's all our fault. If you get called monkey in the UK, somehow that's our fault. Okay, it's Jesse Owens' fault that you get called a monkey in Europe. You know, blame Jesse for that. Blame Ali for that. Blame Roy Jones Jr. for getting robbed in Korea for that. It's our fault. When it comes to sports, race, and nationality, everybody does the same thing. At the end of the day, sports is a platform for them to blame us. We're the scapegoat for all of your woes in life. You can't have a problem in your country, in your neck of the woods, with your people, or with your racism, or with your national politics, without somehow it being our fault. You know that that's how it's been. That's how it's gonna go. That's how it is. That's how it was. It's gonna be in the past. How it is gonna be in the future. So at the end of the day, fine. Everything is our fault. Everything. Everything that you ever liked and disliked and wanted to be, it's gonna be all black people's fault. All right. If you don't even like if you don't like American football and it happens in soccer, it's our fault. Matter of fact, I blame Colin Kaepernick for people getting called monkeys in the UK. That's our fault. How about that? You know, at the end of the day, we got these shenanigans popping, right? Where to me, everything is always an issue. On one end, we're the poster child for how to win in spite of, with adversity. But on another end, you know, we're spoiled and we're soft and we do too much and you know, we're Americans and we act crazy and this, that, and the third. But you're not really talking about the white folks, but it is the white folks going around acting crazy, but you're gonna act like it's us. Kind of like what was the dumb swimmer in that was in Brazil that got caught up. It was I can't even pronounce his name right now, but the white dude. Then he was 30 some year old. He's just a kid, you know. But it's not. But at the end of the day, that's our fault, right? Because we Americans, that somehow is what about Chicago? It's the black community. He did that because of rap music. He probably was watched by a black single mother as a child when he was taking swimming lessons. Because the racism is our fault. You know, because we black Americans, somehow the racism here permeates from here out into the rest of the globe, and now other people, black people and quote unquote people of color, have to deal with racism from America because of us, and they're so sick of it. It's only supposed to happen to us, but They're sick of us being playing victim and being stupid and soft and naive and blah 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 blah. That looks dumb to me. But since everything is our fault, we'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. You know, you. I was about to be dirty about it, but let's get to what it's really about. You know, race, sports, and nationality. Um, and I'm gonna have to say this about Stephen A. Smith in his Otani comments, right? Basically, nobody wants to get around to speak about the elephant in the room. All of this stuff is because white people don't want to compete. That's what sports has been. You know, white people slowly but surely trying to not want to compete. You know, why you think all you see all of these quote unquote foreigners in American baseball? Because white people didn't want to compete. You haven't put two and two together yet. How about let me break this down for you? Black people used to play baseball a lot, but we were too doggone good at it. So white people started effing with us at a little league level to make sure people can't make it. Even to high school, or if they made it to high school, they gave them the worst time ever. So hopefully they never make it to the majors because they get discouraged. And then when those guys made it to the majors, it was still a damn. These guys are good. Think about it. Think about the last person I want to say was Deion Sanders. But think about that era. That era. Deion Sanders was a football player. Bo Jackson was the biggest name and the best athlete of them all at the time, right? Some of y'all forget Frank Thomas was actually he was the tight end at Auburn with Bo Jackson. He chose baseball over football. Dave Winfield could have played football. People forget these things. Even to this day, if y'all remember, Kyler Murray had the option of playing either football or baseball, and people thought he was stupid for choosing football over baseball because they thought he could make more money at baseball, not taking into consideration that he's a quarterback. He can make hundreds of millions of dollars as a quarterback in this era. And I had to make a video about that. And for all you people who saw that video and was talking all that trash in the comment section, I told you, I told you, I told you, I told you, I was right. But be that as it may, I'm gonna get back to white people don't want to compete. What do you think happened with the Jackie Robinson All Stars West? They won. This can't happen. This cannot happen. This is not how it's supposed to be. We didn't skew the rules too far in our favor. Black Little League team's not supposed to win no more. No problem. So what do you think happens in this country? You don't have the competition because you drowned out all the competition because you were scared to compete. So it's not the iron sharpening iron or the best playing the best. It's people like the best in the so it drives down the competition. So guess who jumps into the mix? The people like in the Dominican and Cuba and all the Caribbean islands and Mexico, Central South America, they balling. And then you got the people because they play that game, right? Then you got the people in Japan and they balling, and then they want to come to the United States to play baseball, and they start balling, and then oh my God, you know these people speak Spanish and these people they speak Japanese, and how are we can't market these people to America. Well, that's your problem. If they better than us, that's your problem. You thought you could make the game more global because you could beat people from other parts of the world because they were poorer than you. Because you're just tired of getting your ass beat by people like us because we're poorer than you here and we're giving you the business. You got tired of seeing these brothers get rich, famous, and kick ass, and you play all types of games with them. So you know what we gonna do? We gonna make it hard. hard for them and easy for the world. Cause y'all thought y'all was white people. Y'all actually thought y'all was the dream team just for being white, didn't you? Nope. You're getting your ass kicked, left, right, up, down, and I've stated this for years. Sports is kind of the sports is kind of the haven for racism and racial politics because you know sports has rules that everybody knows. So if you cheat, everybody knows you're cheating. Everybody knows, okay, you can't, these people are better than you. You know what I mean? So basically, it's what happens when you get people together on a level playing field, and it's actually a meritocracy. You know, you win in if you the best, may the best man win type situation. People don't like that. So now you're seeing the ramifications of may the best man win, and people ain't liking it. So I'm like, okay, no problem. You don't want to compete, you're getting your ass kicked. Now you got people here that quote unquote can't speak the language, and if they can't speak the language, you don't like their accent. But what you gonna do about it? And then you got Stephen A. Smith saying stupid shit like the face needs to be Mike Trout or Bryce Harper or blah, 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 blah. So you saying white people basically, you know, these people that skew the game so much that only white people could be the face of it, and people are coming from everywhere across the globe and still in being the face of the league. That's your problem. That's your problem. It's gonna stay a you problem too. You know what I'm saying? So you know, race, sports, and nationality always come into the mix because people are proud of their people. Sports is a way to say you proud of your people. You proud of your nation, your country, where you come from. So sports is like a healthy way of having an enemy, and a healthy way of com- beating your enemies. They don't necessarily have to be an enemy, but there's a imaginary person to train for because they're better. They're the boogeyman in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So to me, it's like that's once again that's a you problem, because which leads me to the next point about race, nationality, and sports. America didn't assume that people was gonna catch up. People gonna catch up. You know, you keep putting out, you know, the idea that America is the biggest best thing in the world, and America is the pinnacle of success and the pinnacle of competition and the pinnacle of is where it's a melting pot of basically the best of the best. Well, guess what people are gonna want to do? Compete against the best. And when they lose, they go, okay, I lost. Okay, I lost by 20. Okay, 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 we got some work to do. Initially I lost by 30. We got some work to do. Oh, we lost by 20. We got some work to do, but we getting better. Oh, we lost by, 10. We closing the gap. Oh, we lost by 5. Oh, we in the mix. We right there. You know, now we lost by 1. Oh yeah, they're definitely beatable. Now we beat them. Guess what? People are catching up, and America is beatable. And it's in the minds of all people globally. America is definitely beatable. The gap of greatness, it ain't that wide anymore. So now what people want to do now is, hey, okay, America is in this situation. Now we gotta America's in a conundrum because now it's like, man, do when it comes to sports in particular, now it's one of those things where America's like, okay, maybe we might have to go to the blacks again to pull us out of this. Because if we don't look dominant, we're about to be screwed. And people never put two and two together because when the military dominance don't look as dominant anymore because other countries are willing to try American military. They don't care. They, they don't care if they, if it's Al Qaeda. They're like, look, man, we catching up. We don't care what y'all got. Iran, Iraq. They don't care. They don't. Cuba been fighting the United States for like, listen, we didn't beat y'all before anyways. You know what I'm saying? So we not scared. So now you got these situations where the dominant factor is basically, you know, doesn't exist. Domination doesn't exist. Like you can find pockets of greatness, but you're not gonna find pockets of dominance. You're not gonna, when the last time you seen a Shaq walking around here, Michael Jordan walking around here? You ain't seen that in a minute. Closest thing we got to dominance in America right now. The only thing that's the only thing that's dominant right now is Tom Brady. And I hope Super Slide 75 don't ever hear me say that. You know, but he's the closest thing to dominance. That's the most dominant figure we got. Other than that, nothing. You know, it's a drop off from Tom Brady to LeBron. But prior to Tom Brady, it was Tiger Woods. That was dominance. Well, I take that back. Serena Williams. That was dominance. Floyd Mayweather. That's dominance. He retired though. So when it comes down to it, our reputation for actually, putting it down is taking a major, major, major hit. You know, didn't Joker wasn't Joker the MVP of the NBA? They feel like Luca is probably next in line to get that. Giannis been a two-time MVP. So guess what? People are catching up. And once you catch a person, the next thing you do is surpass them. Same thing when people are talking about Shakari Richardson. Is it Shakari or Shakiri? I forget. I said it wrong, so I said both. So if I'm not wrong, she was supposed to be the competition for the Jamaican team. You feel me? That's what she's supposed to be, the competition for the Jamaican women, because Jamaica been kicking America's ass in track and it's sprinting in. So guess what? People have caught up. People we getting Jamaica caught us, a little bitty island, right? Uh, Nigeria caught us. Australia caught us, right? This is how it's going down, right? Um, what was the we can't even fucking compete when it comes to soccer globally. We get our ass kicked on a regular. In uh, boxing, not so much. I think boxing we're pretty dominant still in that. Be perfect, but it turned to UFC, which Brazil has been the staple for the UFC. So that's over with, right? If you ain't got Brazilian jiu jitsu in your fighting style, the shit is irrelevant. That's just basically what it is. You're not real if you don't have if you're not good at that. So that's a whole nother thing. Uh, Tennis is basically what it's really a crapshoot with tennis at this particular point. Same thing with golf, basically. Same thing. At some point, you're gonna have you know foreigners getting in a NASCAR, kicking people ass in NASCAR because they got some of the best drivers in the world as far as Formula One. So don't think those people can't come from Formula One just to start beating the shit out of people in NASCAR. It ain't it ain't it's not improbable, but it's very much so possible. Now the other thing, you know, um, mm, mm, mm. when Stephen A was talking about, Otani not being the face of baseball, here's the other thing that people are missing, with this race, sports, and nationality. There ain't gonna be no more all American faces. You might as well throw that shit in the trash now. You know what I mean? You throw that shit out the door now. Cause really, the last all American face you got is Tom Brady. Once he retired, it's over. It's over. And I'm gonna be honest and tell you why. Even using Otani, even using Bryce Harper and Mike Trout, let's just blatantly say this about race, sports, and nationality. A lot of times, when you up the competition, non-black athletes don't have a long window of being great. Let's just let's just keep it a buck. You know, there aren't that many people like Manny Pacquiao walking around who could be dominant for 20 years who are, you know, Tom Brady and Manny Pacquiao are really the only two. That's it. If you name somebody else, try it. Try it. Everybody else just has got this short window of greatness. When you black, you got to be great all the time. You got to be dominant all the time. And excuse me. And when you great, that ain't good enough. That's what it is. So you saying Otani's great because he's a designated hitter and a pitcher, but guess what? He's a good pitcher. He's got like a 3 point. I think his ERA is like 3.58 or something like that. It's good. That's good. But he ain't never hit over 300 in the major league. So how that make you great? It don't. It don't. It's not Jeremy Lin, but it's Jeremy Lin esque. Bryce Harper and Mike Trout, they came out smoking, but it looks like they dwindling down. You know, they're not gonna go. It don't look like they gonna have a 10, 15 year run of dominance. It look like they're gonna have some good years. That's it. So guess what's gonna happen when there's not that level of greatness? Face gonna change. It ain't gonna be the all American face every year, quote unquote. And you sure don't want us being the face. Y'all sick of us being the face of anything. They still having a hard time changing the NBA logo. Like, yeah, you gotta change it from Jerry West to Kobe. I mean, you ain't gotta change it to Kobe if you don't want to, but it'd be a great gesture. I mean, the NBA logo, shit, it should have been Bill Russell instead of Jerry West, anyways. But if you want to be cut, hey, can't the logo be Jordan? Oh, it's too much. Okay, fine, let's go with it. It can't be Kobe. Can it be Tim Duncan? How about the logo be Tim? Can the logo be AI? I mean, would that be asking? Would that go too far? I mean, would LeBron is still playing? Steph is still playing, so can't make them the logo. But hey, what you want to do? Who you want to put up there? I mean, logo could damn near be Charles Barkley. Logo could be Shaq. Logo could be D Wade. They all fit the bill. And the reason logo could be Magic. Logo could be Bird. Be perfectly honest with you. Nobody would have a problem with that either. But you have to look over a lot of people to get the Bird. Well, it is what it is. I ain't gonna say look over a lot. But Bird name is gonna come up. It's definitely gonna come up. But there ain't gonna be no more faces. The other thing I gotta just bring up to is because there'll be no more faces, you know, for a long period of time. People are getting upset because once again the players don't look like you. Now the question is, do you think black people are upset that the best players don't look like us at times? Nah. I mean, that's critical race theory. Like we've been accustomed to saying somebody non-black is great and we're not so good. So if you great, you great. It's like, hey, you good, you good. Black people had no issue with baseball with Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, Jim Thome, Mark McGuire. We got no problem with that. We had no problem like in A.R. Rivera. Got no problem with that. You great, you're great. Right? We're not gonna necessarily count Jeter, but Albert Pujols got no problem with Albert Pujols doing this thing. None whatsoever. It's not a big deal for us. We could root for people. We could root for Luca. We could root for Joker. It's not a big deal for us. You know, I know black people, I'm a boxing fan. I got no problem rooting for boxers. Lucas Matisse was one of my favorite fighters. Sergio Martinez, Miguel Cotto. Manny's up is up there with greatness. It is what it is. Nobody has a problem with Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo. Nobody got a problem. You great, you're great. But maybe just maybe people heroes ain't going not gonna look like you. And I think America is having that issue because now it's like some of America's heroes won't even be American. They'll be they'll be great in America, but they won't actually be American. So now people are having that, what happened to the hypocrisy of all lives matter in sports, race, and nationality. Because now all lives don't matter. Because now you beating me. How dare you come to my country and beat me in my game, and you make a boatload of money when you're doing it? I hate you. I hate you. That's basically what's going on. You got a bunch of people tripping. So what? So freaking what? But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh-oh. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. I'm out. Peace.